Alright, Gold MMR, we have here a Bel'Veth against a Nocturne, and obviously what I tell you guys, just let your enemies go ahead and do their stuff. If they want to invade, let them invade, we'll adjust. If your team wants to invade and it's a dumbass invade, let them go for it. I don't believe in following up on this and doing random things. However, should the enemy jungler decide upon death, for no particular reason, we won't say no to this. I just obviously don't like this whole delayed tempo thing, and I love that the Bel'Veth is just like, you know what, I'm doing my business. If they are able to kill the Nocturne, cool, he's delayed, I can abuse that. If they end up killing my team, c'est la vie, there's nothing I can do about that either. So really focus on your own game plan here, especially in Gold. You're gonna see a lot of these invades, and we're seeing a lot of these invades across every single rank. My games, your games, challenger games, people love this open thing. A Gurren invade, just their raptors into an invade, and I had people do this as well. I had a brand do this. They really are bad junglers. I don't know why anyone necessarily would, but as you can see, our team is able to get something. The Bel'Veth is just doing her regular stuff. We got here a nice deep ward, so she knows it should be warded. The ward isn't perfect, so always pay attention to when someone wards, yeah, on these invades, especially like the Bard was showing himself. You know you can circumvent that just by sliding through that little fog of war, so pay attention to that. You know, I had a red invade the other day. Someone slapped a ward right on this brush. I saw them do it from this control ward that I had here. They cleared it on the way out, obviously. And so I wanted to go to my Raptors. My Krugs were up, and I was falling back from a gank. So what I do is I go to the Krugs, and then I go around the long way here like this. I avoid the vision. They don't detect me. They have no idea where I am. It's just a better way to jungle. So Bel'Veth doing a red side quad, making sure that is complete. Nice, and we'll see if she does the job. She does the job, hooray! The Nocturne here is on the blue side. I kind of like the Nocturne's decision making here to go for the blue side. However, it does open you up to certain negative possibilities. What are you doing? Oh, you ruined it. This is what I was trying to say. If you know Bel'Veth is starting on the bottom side and you got compromised level 1, and again, compromised by yourself, let's just be very clear on that, as he did it to himself, then starting down here isn't so good, because if the Bel'Veth is here, she knows she can cut up and kill you, especially if there's deep vision in the blue side jungle, so she knows where you began. If you can start red side here, take it away and then go down here, not only is that better for us, because if the Bel'Veth decides to cut and invade us, right, we do have the backup. We have the Galio. He's chunked at the moment, but you don't know these things, right? You don't know this is going to happen. You got the Galio, you've got your Caitlyn and Bard. You might have some rotation that will help you if the Bel'Veth Psycho invades, which is what I'm talking about, but instead, she decides to look for the Galio gank, and the Nocturne gives away his whole top side. That's the problem with what the Nocturne has done here. Now, look, he gets a kill, he ganks it. I have no issue with this. This is good philosophy. Now you're saying, well, what the hell are you talking about? That you just told me it's bad that he did this. You know what, why couldn't you do red side into this, right? Like, why couldn't you just do red side, cut in, do the same damn gank, have the same damn result, have your blue side as a fullback? Bel'Veth does a red side. If she doesn't invade you, she's on the top side, she's somewhere else. You're good and peachy. If she does invade here, then you run into her, your team can collapse, you kill her, you say sushi for dinner, and you move on with your life. But now the guy's totally compromised. And I love that the Bel'Veth didn't force the invade. You see, Bel'Veths who know how to take away the plant too. Hit the plant up. Hit the plant up, take it away, do not give him any sort of advantage. See, now I'm looking for the hand of the replay. Where is it? There's gotta be a hand, a fist somewhere on this map. If you guys watched the previous coaching or the gameplay video, you know the new fist bump? There's one like does like this, and it just sits on the map like above everything, and it doesn't move the whole game. It's really trippy. There's always one. I'm trying to find it this game, but it looks like maybe it's fixed for this. You know, the Nocturne's totally compromised. I would hit this too. Take this away so he can't use it. Take this away, hit this so he knows you see him. The guy is like, well, now what do I do? Absolutely must head over to Virkayu.gg. I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers reach their goals, as we saw with the record number of people hitting them at the end of Season 13. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to Virkayu.gg. And that's exactly what you want, because if you are the jungler in Gold, and your result from your early jungling is, what do I do next? I have nothing to do. You've made a mistake. Now, the Nocturne can go to his Krugs and reset. That's obviously good, but the Bel'Veth here, I don't even believe in clearing this ward. Don't clear the ward. Go to your blue, go to your Grom, get back to base, leave it. Because inherently that plant will give you value by hitting it and showing him. But for me now, think about it this way. Nocturne's going to do his Krugs. We know this. If we're tracking it properly, we know this, right? So what is he going to do after he's done his Krugs? Now, there are two schools of thought. One here is he stays out to try and gank the Akali. Possibly. But I do think because of the fact that Akali got the kill, has died, Mordekaiser got the kill, has died, Akali's back in base at the moment, I truly believe that the Nocturne should go back to base and now go back to the bottom side where his Wolves have respawned and his Grub has respawned. So as Bel'Veth here, I don't want to waste any time clearing a ward that's going to die by the time I come back up at 90 seconds. So I can do my blue, do my Grub, reset. Now I can counter-gank the Nocturne when he comes down to the bottom side. Let's see how correct we are in this assumption. And again, if he does show top lane, you can react. If he does show top lane and you're down here, you can counter jungle and dive. There are things you can do if he does the bad play. No, he went back to base. Phew. Warrior is going to look bad there for a second. But, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you think about. And now the obsession over the Grubs is my problem. Do you need to take these Grubs at 5 minutes? No. No, you don't. Let's see what the Nocturne does. Let's just see. All right. Guy goes to the bottom side. Decides to try and gank the Nocturne, the Lucian level 3. Now just goes for a Dragon. The Lucian sees him, pulls up for the Dragon. See, like, imagine you're coming at a base as a Bel'Veth with good itemization and you see this occurring and you're like, yes, my time is now. You kill them. You get the Hextech Dragon. Do you like Hextech Dragons as Bel'Veth? Of course you do. You love them. Take it. The Grubs will be there. There's no reason to force the Grubs. Now you let everybody know where you are. You haven't gone back to base, which seems to be a gold criminal crime of crimely proportions. Oh, I'm not even going to slow that down. Just stupid. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. Do not stay out this long and not buy, guys. I don't know why people are doing this. It's just, it makes me insane. Like, you're literally sitting on 1,500, 1,600 gold. That matters a lot in this early game for damage. And I was shoving this out, obviously, whatever, like, you know, it is what it is. But, like, this guy gets free catch-up experience on this dragon, a free Hextech Dragon for a Caitlyn Nocturne composition. And now, we have a bottom lane who we cannot impact because we're going back to base because we spent time here. The Nocturne also has decided not to go and do something about that bottom lane. He also hasn't counter-jungled. So what you're seeing from a gold jungle perspective here is a total and utter failure of jungle fundamentals from the Nocturne. Completely. From the Bel'Veth's point of view, I like the foundation she had, but then she lacks the ability to read and adapt. That's the challenge. That's what makes you Platinum. And that's what ultimately makes you Emerald. I know because we just had someone in the Virkayu.gg Jungle Club get Emerald. Actually, 2 people get Emerald for the first time just yesterday. Coming from Silver, coming from Gold, and these were the biggest things. And yet, in this video, we see again the biggest things. So do keep in mind what I'm saying here. And now, you're on the bottom side, you queue in, you miss your W, the Bard is still a duty. Duty's obviously going to take the magical journey of destiny. You got nothing to do down here. Tragedy of maximum proportions. And now you're going to fall back to your red side. There's no objective to take. There's no invades you can necessarily blindly make. You know the Scuttle Crab's gone, obviously. You should have seen that from the tracking. There's just what I do now. You know, when I check the audio levels a little bit. Okay, check my pings, check the music. All right, cool. And now you're going to go at the end of the game, post in the Discord, post on the subreddit. How do you have impact as Bel'Veth? I can't see the openings. How do you deny the enemy jungle? Why did the Nocturne get fed? The Nocturne... Let me just spoil this game right here. We'll win this game. And I am not... That's all I know. I just don't know how much it is... I don't know how much of that win is the Nocturne doing stuff or his team. So in the case of the Bel'Veth, yeah, interesting. Let's see what happens here. So the Nocturne has level 6 again. I don't hate that he's looking for ganks. I think that the ganks that he's looking for are a bit silly and that the pathing's a bit terrible. The lack of vision control is a bit insane. And now the Bel'Veth's over here, level 6. Oh, Galio, that's not what we want to do. No, no, no. Oh, hit your W. Yeah, the W is a bit of a... See, this is one of those situations where you want to take that immediately so you can use your map scaling to chase down the Nocturne. So a bit of a wasted opportunity there by the Bel'Veth. Now we know he's going to the red side. Like, can you beat the Nocturne 1v1? Like, are you confident enough to beat the Nocturne 1v1? You've got to be. Right? As a Bel'Veth, as a Rengar, as something like this, you've got to know, hey, the guy's going up here. Where is the top laner? Is he of a concern? Is he low? Is he basing? Is he dead? You know, can I go and kill this guy quickly while Gallia's not in the picture? And when you're true form, I think I would be way more inclined to do this because you can true form out, right? No map scaling from the Mordekaiser, no map scaling from the Galio, so you can just over the wall and get out if things happen to you that are not so great. But I had an Elise part of the coaching class yesterday. You know, where did I lose this game? And it was literally the same kind of situation. A little bit later in the game, more like 12 minutes or so. But there was a moment where you could have just cut into the jungle, taken stuff, killed people. And that's really where you want to be exuding your power and control as a Bel'Veth, as a hunting jungler. Obviously, the Nocturne wasted his ult, but he's 2-1-0. He's down 20 CS. I'll give the Bel'Veth this. This is great. Like, the 20 CS lead, I love it. I love it. You know, you should always have this against bad junglers. What I hate is we're 0-0-1. We don't have both or all objectives, and we should. And that CS lead could easily be 30. I know it's close to 30, but it could easily be 30. So we're going to show up here, QQ, and to another Q. Get the reset from the W, obviously. The E's just completely wasted. It doesn't really do anything, you know? Like, we could, at this point, might as well just be on the grubs. There's no reason to go mid lane. You might as well just be doing the grubs. Kali's super low. Nocturne says, hello. And now we're in the grubs. Instead of, I'm starting up the grubs because mid lane isn't really gankable, let me do this because I have prio, and then Nocturne shows up, oh, I'll go save the Akali. Why is the Nocturne even here? They're gone. They're gone, man. Go back to base. They're gone. Just leave. Go back to base. But also, if you're an Akali here, just keep walking. Keep walking, and go to base in the furthest bush. Now, in the meantime, Bel'Veth and the Nocturne and the Lucian are fighting. Mordekaiser's rotating down. The guy is pretty fed. That is a 2v2 we do not win. Again, in pocket, 1,600 gold. We'll go back and get the Kraken Slayer. Yeah. A lot of what you're watching now is a domino effect of the Bel'Veth's missed opportunities and terrible actions. And, you know, if I was to summarize it early game to like 3 core things that allow you to get to platinum, I'd say, you know, 1, adhere to your map control. The map is king, right? Okay, the Nocturne makes mistakes, he parts in a bad way, I counter jungle him, I get the grubs. Like, this was pretty solid from the Bel'Veth, right? She listened to the map and got a lot of CS. She didn't listen always correctly, but it was the right way to do things. The second thing is, as we watch our Yasuo use all the grubs to get a turret and go here, I don't know why we're doing Krugs at this particular stage, and instead of rotating to this and looking for the dragon, so that's a big problem from the Bel'Veth here. Oh, and not again. She'll just be cute if he has it. He doesn't have it. Oof, the E's are not so good. The E's are not so good. 2 is, please understand your pressure points. Yeah? Where and when do I have pressure as a jungler to gank, to objective, to deny the enemy jungler? And should I probably look to deny the enemy jungler rather than trading with him? And that's a pressure point problem. Because she basically said, oh, look, the guy's gone back to base and get free grubs. But then I told you the guy has to go to the bottom side based upon what's happened. So what you do is you take control listening to the map. Map is king. You take control of his jungle. Cool. That's the first thing done. Yeah, go me. And then you see the Nocturne. You understand he's going to Krugs. You know he's going back to base most likely, which means he'll be on the bottom side. So the map tells you to take grubs, right? No. The map tells you to keep that pressure up on the enemy jungle, to keep him down. Because if you do that, you get a free Hextech Dragon, which means you also get to take the grubs for free. Like, you can take the grubs at 8 minutes, and they will respawn at 12 minutes. You still have time. You don't have to take them at 5 on spawn. But as long as he's not getting them, and you are with a Hextech, you're great. And that really wasn't seen through by Bel'Veth, and it costs her quite a lot. Because now, whoa! Nocturne decides to go in for the fight here with his Tiamat. Still think Hex play is just an easier default. Yeah, see, the Yasuo is really, really fed. And I think what we can say here is, from the Bel'Veth's perspective, the third thing I would say is, how can we then translate these advantages to win condition? Now, you hear that, you go, oh, win condition, you know, supporting the win. No, you're the win condition. And the win condition is Bel'Veth with 6 grubs and Hextech Dragon is hitting the turrets and ending the game by 22 minutes. How do I then foresee that? How do I understand where to go afterwards? And I love this. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like, Yasuo overpushes and dies, but we go to the mid lane, we get some more plates before 14 minutes. Huge. I love it. I think it's really, really good that she did this. That's a good part of the third thing that she's doing. But the other part of the third thing she's not doing is that there's a huge-ass fight over the dragon here, and she's doing Krugs. Right? It's that she goes for this gank here, which doesn't satisfy the win condition. Because currently in the map, you look at it, you're like, well, you know, free grubs. And if Nocturne shows, I'll counter gank it. That's cool. But I'll get the objective while I can. Instead, waste time in a low probability play gets delayed on the high probability thing and thus cannot rotate to another thing that would have been high probability. So she's missing out on those things because the map is king. It tells you the secrets of how to win. But if you can't translate it to the win condition of what's going on, there's no point, right? You can listen all day to the map and be like, yeah, the map's telling me this, this, and this. But if you don't act on it in the correct way, you're doomed. And now the Yasuo and the Bel'Veth squad have taken 2 turrets bottom lane. They've, pushed this one in here, taken some plates as well. But you look at the gold lead, they're only up 2k. Now in-game, the red team probably thinking, you know what, this game doesn't feel so good. Now the Yasuo goes all the way in. The center hits a nice double Q. Lucian rotates over to get that kill on the Nocturne here. Bel'Veth is also shadowing the scenario. Like, everyone feels good. But have you noticed something about the nature of this game? It's become a lot more PvP, hasn't it? And red team still has the kill advantage. Like, are we going to the dragon and the scuttle crab? They're over chasing. I'm glad that we didn't over chase here. But I feel like this dragon should have been taken 2 to 5 minutes ago, and we should be on the Herald right now. Because Herald is obviously juicy for the Bel'Veth. And now because of all this hanging around and waiting for a long period of time to do stuff, she is the same level almost, or does he get 9 from this kill? Is that what I saw? Yeah. So she's a level down on the guy, but look at the Bel'Veth. She's getting rinsed by this guy because he's got his Profane Hydra. Also good. This is a good thing. I have said this is something you can do. Hexblade is still, I reckon it's the best default thing to go for you guys, but Profane Hydra is pretty juicy as you can see as well. Why are we in the same part of the map as this Nocturne? Why are we allowing him to kill us? Why can he kill us? Gold amounts, 5.6k for the Bel'Veth, 5.9k for Nocturne. Does that kind of send him the message? 013. She has not translated her impact to any sort of win condition on the map. She's just a blob. She's that investment fund you have that you never invested. That's really what it is. She had all the resources necessary to live the rest of her life as she wished, and she decided just to not use it and ignore it and forget about it. And as such, now the Nocturne's getting into the game here, and that was pretty damn close. He's a little lucky there, but really, when you're 0-1-3 and up 40 CS, and you have 6 scrubs and a dragon, I don't really feel bad for you in this case. Like, there are games where you will be 0-1-3, and there's honestly nothing you can do. Like, it's just, the map just doesn't give you those opportunities to gank and fight, but you can truly do things. But now look at this. They're pushing up way too hard here. We know this, right? We know this. We can see this. The Mordekaiser's taking the Herald, by the way. We can see that they're pushing up here further than they should. So as a Bel'Veth, what should we be doing when we see Nocturne on the top side there, 1 HP, and everyone there? We got the Lucian here. You need to draw pressure, because what's going to happen is Galler's going to rotate, which he does, hitting the kills of Yasuo. We're farming our jungle. You got to keep this pressure up in the mid lane. Go join Lucian, push the mid lane up. Go take their camps if they're available. Already took them, so they're not. But go and apply pressure on the map, push it forward. That's how you end at 22. You don't end at 22 by farming your own camps. And this is a big thing. Look at this. Blue side rotates now. Too late. Doesn't matter. Dead. Whereas if we're there at the beginning, maybe we're not dead. Maybe we have Lucian. So now the Bel'Veth is like, well, you see, Virkayu, I don't have any opportunity to kill people because my Lucian died and my bottom lane died. You were doing your blue side. I understand it's difficult to kind of focus on that, but come on. Come on, come on, come on. Also, I reckon instead of the Tiamat here, guys, just go the Stridebreaker technology. Like, there's no reason to go Tiamat item at all on Bel'Veth. You can do it. Does work. I know it has success, but it's better just to do your Stridebreaker tech as well, as we've done. Got your Terminus third. You got your Blade third. You got your Wits End third. You got your Black Cleaver third. You got your Trinity Force. You can... Some people still do this. It's just... You know, don't though. Don't though. Sorry, not Trinity Force. I was going to say something else. Don't do that. But yeah, Wits End Blade, Terminus third, these are all good things with Stridebreaker second. But yeah. Oh, that looked like it wasn't gonna hit. But you see now with the Tiamat, you know, like, what is it providing you? Obviously, I feel like we should have Stridebreaker finished in this instance, so that flash W into that Q into her is a slow activation. It keeps him within E range. You've got that HP completed instead of a 20 attack damage active item. So yeah, I kept going on about the Stridebreaker, but yeah, the whole point is I think we should have it in our pocket by now, and we just don't, and the Tiamat into the Titanic's not going to do anything. And obviously here, the finish up is that the Nocturne gets to disappear from vision, gets himself a little bit of a Hex Drinker proc, and gets the kill. He dies for it, but you know, sometimes that's okay. Kali shows up. She's still a Kali at the end of the day. But Gally shows up and... you know, it looks okay. Nice kill from the center. Like, it looks okay, doesn't it? But you look at the KDAs all of a sudden, and the gold lead is equal. So the 6 grubbies have allowed them to open up the map, but I think that lets it go to people's heads. Like, they always think, oh, you know, now I'm fed and we can win the game, yeah. Like, they just think, oh, I got 6 grubs, that's it, GG. Then they go farm and relax. The grubs are only as good as the turret damage you have. So, as a Bel'Veth player, guys, go ahead, hit those turrets, push up with your team, shadow advantages. If your team are being idiots, take turrets in the meantime, cut and take all of this stuff, push this and push this and push this and push it, push, blah, blah, blah. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing, just keep, like, that's it. That's what you gotta do. Not farm your camps up, like, go top lane. Right now, I'm looking at this next dragon. I'm seeing everyone down here. I'm like, okay, look, I'm up here. I don't know why I'm up here. Let's just say you ended up here and you're like, well, okay. Do I really want to fight that dragon, or can I, with 6 grubs, just end the game? Go. I guarantee you get to here before someone rotates, and if they all die and they don't rotate, you get an inhib, because they're busy fighting a team 5v4, right? Huge. Now, that does open up Baron snack for the enemy team, but I do feel like I would just give up this dragon for an inhib at this point. But because they don't have good wave pushing the whole time, there's no real macro for them to join up on. Now, what's going to happen is, most likely, they're going to overcommit here. Everyone's going to rotate down. See, Lucian goes to the top lane, and he's got the right idea. Like, we're not going to win this fight. Bel'Veth shows up. She's going in. We don't have numbers in front of us, guys. All you have to do is count to 5. Oh, we got 1 kill. Great. But Lucian has the right idea with the grubs. And honestly, with the Bel'Veth, once you look at them die, push this one up. If you're cutting in here and Lucian goes up here, push, snack this up quickly, go take all of this, sync up with the Lucian, push this together, fall back, take this one up, ward this up, back to base, and now you can maybe fight over the Baron if you need to. You understand? As a Bel'Veth player, that's what you gotta look for. If you don't have the fighting angle, and you have a lower KP, and you are a lower damage to champion player, I have one in my private Discord as well, hard mains Bel'Veth just got diamond, using exactly what I'm telling you. He just struggles to find those PvP angles, but he sees the map angles. So I said, well, stop worrying about that and just leverage the map, right? Use the map for what it's there for. Use the grubs for what they're meant to be used for, right? Hitting... well, that's tragic. Well then, it's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it? So now, obviously, we're in the situation where we just don't have the ability to push anymore. Nocturne's gold, 8.7, our gold, 8.4. There's no reason the Nocturne should be 300 gold ahead of us. Yeah, I would actually just go yeet the Baron now with my whole team. But again, at the end of the day, your team is still in a decent position. You're still decently strong. You know, why would you just not fight this at this stage? Like, if you feel the game's truly lost and you think this fight is going to determine the game, why are you on the top side? Do you need the blue for anything? I have 2 opinions. If your team are up for it, go trade the dragon for this and win the game with a push. That's it. That's what I think you should do. If your team are clearly not listening to you because you're not very useful to them, and they want to fight over this dragon, and you're at least strong enough with 2 items, 2.5, 3 items, to actually go ahead and make an impact here, just have a good old-fashioned 5v5. If you're fed enough, which the Yasuo technically was and technically is despite his KDA, let's go for it. Lucian has TP as well. And the problem is, Yasuo's here, Lucian's here, they've taken the dragon, you're not here. So... now you're saying, well, isn't the right play going for the Baron? Yes, but if your team isn't there, you can't solo it right now. And it's better to be with your team. The fact that you're not with your team the whole game is why you're losing your games. We're just watching. We are just watching. So, like, if you're just going to watch, again, what should you do? We should be already on this. Use your 6 grubs, you should be on this. You're not going to join your team. It better damn well be because you're a macro god and you know how to just win the game Tryndamere Bel'Veth fishy style. If you're just going to rotate late, you might as well just rotate first in the first place, get the dragon, win the fight, take the Baron, and then the same thing. So I guess that's kind of like the 4th thing, but it's really just a loop back on map is king, translate those wins to win condition, and obviously understand where those pressure points are. And those 3 things really govern a lot of what we're talking about here. I know we could arbitrarily pick 3 different things all the time, but I feel like those 3 things do give you a good understanding of the overarching issues in gold gameplay. And this is great for late game too. Like, this is good mid late game strategy all the time. See, now you can farm your camps because your team are dead. But yeah. Now you get pushed out, you hit the plant up, we got 1100, 1200 in pocket, they're just gonna go for it, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Spencer. I would think they're on it, and I was checking, like, are they trapping or not? Because I think you could honestly just do this and turn at this point, but also kind of like the trap, honestly. Like the ancient Roman traps. Most horrible traps in ancient Roman warfare. Couple of Lilia and stakes sitting in a bush. You walk on them, impaled. Same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. I feel bad for the Bel'Veth because it's like she's 2-4-3, but they had the opportunity to be 14-2-10 and just Astro stomping this game. The Nocturne didn't deserve to win from those early phases. And that's the thing with junglers in this MMR range is you might have a good 3-4 minutes, but if you don't take the next step and abuse what the enemy jungler's done in terms of bad plays, you're never going to you're never going to see those leads accrue in your favor. And the enemy jungler will just stumble his way to victory, like a brand jungler. All and every single brand jungler in the world is goddamn terrible. And when they stumble at like zombie brand and walk around and get kills, you know, there's not much you can do. Like, look, they're shoving in now. They're all fed. Nocturne's got 10 kills, 10 assists. Senna's being Astro killed by the Caitlyn. You can't even go in here because also our build's terrible. But what do you do here? Now it's tough to go in. Their E's have been pretty awful though. Ugh. So there you go. Hopefully that makes you understand a little bit how important it is to reconcile your early game strategies from the first part of the early game and the second part of the early game. Make sure the enemy jungler isn't getting these freebies at all, even if they're bad decisions. Don't get too focused on things that don't matter. Listen to the map and actually do something about it. And obviously when it comes to these mid to late game phases, man, I know your team always do dumb stuff. I know they do, but there's either an ability for you to rotate and win, rotate and do something, or split push and win, especially with 6 grubs. So hopefully this is a nice eye-opening experience for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I'll see you all in the next one.